Patrice Lumumba was born in a small village in the heart of the Congo. This was a time when his country was not his own. It was under the control of Belgium. From a young age, he saw the world around him. He saw how his people worked hard, but did not have the same chances as others. He was very smart and loved to learn. He went to school and read every book he could find. He wanted to understand the world and find a way to make it better for his people. His early life was simple, but his dreams were big. He carried the hope of his community in his heart, a quiet fire that was just beginning to grow. As a young man, Lumumba started working. He took a job at a post office. This job let him travel and see more of his country. He met many different people from many different tribes. He listened to their stories and learned about their struggles. He saw that they all shared a common desire to be free and to decide their own future. His words began to inspire others and plant seeds of change. His belief in a free Congo grew stronger with each passing day. People were drawn to his courage and his clear message of hope. He was not just a politician, he was becoming a leader. Patrice Lumumba quickly became the most important leader in the fight for Congo's independence. He created a political party called the Mouvement National Congolais, or MNC. This party was special because it was for all Congolese people, no matter their tribe or where they came from. Lumumba's message was simple and powerful. Congo must be united. He taught that the country could not be strong if its people were divided. He worked tirelessly, organizing rallies and giving speeches that filled people with courage. He faced many challenges from the Belgian rulers who did not want to lose control, but his spirit could not be broken. His leadership was built on the idea of complete and total independence. He did not want a freedom that came with strings attached. He wanted the Congolese people to have full control over their own land, their own resources, and their own government. He argued that for too long, others had decided the fate of the Congo. Now, it was time for the Congolese to write their own story. His powerful words gave people a new sense of pride in who they were. He made them believe that they were capable of governing themselves and building a prosperous nation. He was a symbol of a new beginning, a future they could all build together. The moment of independence finally arrived on June 30th, 1960. It was a day of great celebration. Many important people from Belgium and other countries were there. The Belgian king gave a speech that praised the work Belgium had done in the Congo, but when it was Lumumba's turn to speak, he chose to tell the truth. He stood before the world and gave a speech that would never be forgotten. He did not just speak of joy, he spoke of the pain and suffering his people had endured under colonial rule. He reminded everyone of the tears, the fire, and the blood that had been shed in the struggle for dignity. His speech was a bolt of lightning. He spoke directly to his fellow Congolese. "We have known forced labor in exchange for pay that did not allow us to satisfy our hunger," he declared. He spoke of injustice, of insults, and of the fight for freedom, but he also spoke of the future. He called for his people to begin a new struggle, a struggle to build their nation with peace and unity. He ended his speech with a powerful call: "Long live the independence and African unity! Long live the independent and sovereign Congo!" His words were not just for the people in the room, they were for all of Africa and for the entire world to hear. Becoming the first democratically elected Prime Minister of the Congo was the fulfillment of a lifelong dream for Patrice Lumumba. However, the joy of independence was very short-lived. The challenges he faced were enormous, like mountains standing in his path. The country was vast and filled with many different groups, and creating unity was a difficult task. Powerful forces both inside and outside the Congo did not want him to succeed. Powerful Western nations, including Belgium and the United States, were worried about his leadership. They feared he might align with the Soviet Union during the Cold War. These powerful forces began to work in the shadows, plotting to remove him from power and silence his influential voice. The situation quickly turned into a crisis. A part of the country called Katanga, which was rich in minerals, declared that it was breaking away from the Congo. This secession was supported by Belgian business interests and mercenaries who wanted to keep control of the region's wealth. Lumumba saw this as an attack on the unity and sovereignty of his nation. He asked the United Nations for help to bring the country back together, but the help he received was slow and not what he needed. He felt betrayed and alone, surrounded by enemies who were determined to see his government fail. The dream of a united and prosperous Congo was slipping through his fingers. Despite the immense pressure, Lumumba never gave up his fight. He remained defiant and continued to speak out for the rights of his country. He refused to compromise on his principles or to bow down to foreign powers. This courage made him even more of a target. He was placed under house arrest, and his power was stripped away. It was a dark and difficult time, a brutal test of his spirit. The man who had led his country to freedom was now a prisoner in his own land. The man who had led his country to freedom was now a prisoner in his own land. The forces against him were closing in, and the battle for the Congo's soul had reached a critical and tragic point. The final chapter of Patrice Lumumba's life was tragic, but it is also the reason his legacy shines so brightly today. In a final desperate attempt to rally support, he escaped his confinement but was soon captured by his enemies. He was treated cruelly, and then, in January 1961, he was brutally murdered. His death was a terrible blow to the hopes of many in the Congo and across Africa. The people who wanted to control the Congo had silenced his voice, but they could not extinguish the fire he had lit. They thought that by removing the man, they could kill the idea, but they were wrong. In death, Lumumba became more powerful than he had ever been in life. He became a symbol of hope and resistance for people all over the world. He represented the struggle of African nations to be truly free from foreign control and influence. His story showed the great challenges that new leaders faced when they dared to stand up to powerful global interests. His name became a rallying cry for justice, for self-determination, and for the dignity of all oppressed people. Streets, squares, and universities across Africa and beyond were named in his honor. He was no longer just a man. He was an idea, a martyr for the cause of African liberation. His spirit lived on in the hearts of those who continued the fight. Today, Patrice Lumumba is remembered as one of Africa's greatest heroes. Patrice Lumumba's life was short, but his impact is eternal. He gave his people a vision of what their nation could be, a vision that has not faded with time. He is a permanent hero, a founding father whose sacrifice will never be forgotten. His story is a powerful reminder that one person, with enough courage and conviction, can indeed change the world and inspire a legacy that lasts forever.